guys, welcome back to my channel. My face is swollen. I had an allergic reaction to something. Who knows? My doctor's about to come in. So I'm gonna discuss something with you guys that I've never discussed publicly before, and that is... Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joy. This is Life, this is Joy, mother, sister, daughter, and friend. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But I got my favorite. It's my favorite. I'm at my big sister's house. So if the background is different, that's why. I'm not home. I got fried rice too because y'all know this ain't enough. If you eat them crab legs, you still be hungry. So this is the story time. This is something that I've actually been scared to talk about for a long time. I've never discussed it with any of my boyfriends until now, any of my family until now, not even with my doctor. I've never spoke about it. Just my immediate friends that know, and that's it. But in this new year, I decided I want to make some big changes in my life, and being honest is really important. So, back in my day, in my younger days, I thought I was a hot girl. I was a hot girl. Partying outside, and I had a slight insecurity with my body. I was really young, and looking back, I wish I would just let my body take its natural course, because I come from a family of thick women, but I heard about something, I was curious about it, I had the money to do it, so I did it. And I've always been that type of person. I got my breasts done when I was 24 years old. I got lipo at 24. And at 26, I got butt shots. Getting butt shots at age 26, I might have been younger, guys. When I think about, I really can't remember everything. It's been so long ago. I know it's been over 20 years ago. And within the last 5 years, I've been experiencing a lot of different things. First, I'm experiencing a numbing feeling that's radiating through my butt and my legs. That's one. Secondly, I have chronic headaches. Third, I have chronic fatigue. I'm always tired. It don't matter. I can get 10 hours of sleep. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna still be tired. And when I look at the people, celebrities, different people who have done this, these are all the symptoms that they have experienced and is experiencing. And for a long time, I was ashamed. I was embarrassed that I did it. I know I played myself. But when you're young, you just think that, you know, you can do anything and you try anything and you're not afraid to do things when you're young. And I remember the day I took a train ride to the Bronx, New York, from Brooklyn to a lady's house, Spanish woman, and paid this lady $1,800 to get a vial this big injected into my left butt cheek. I did it. I did it because I was insecure. Now, you know, maybe you guys don't know me. For those who do know me, I'm a big girl. I've always had hips, but my butt, one of my cheeks was flat, just one. So it's just like, you know, it probably would have filled out on its own, but I was just in such an insecure place in my life that I wanted to critique and change everything about myself. And I can think back, I probably didn't love myself. You know, now I look at myself and I say, Joy, you good, you cute. But back in those days, I was insecure. I'm coming from an era where dark-skinned women was not accepted. I'm coming from an era where being popular, being thin was a thing. Thicker girls didn't get play. Like if you're fat, you didn't get no play. If you was dark-skinned, you didn't get no play. And I felt very insecure. So I did it. I took this train ride. We got to the house. Let me go back. So I had a friend that came to me and she said, all the girls at her job is doing these butt shots. All the celebrities are doing it, the ladies in the Bronx, and you pay her and she gives you a fatter ass. Hey, why not? At that point, I had already got my breasts done. I had already got lipo, and the only thing that was missing was the fact that I wanted to fill in that flat part of my butt. Thinking back, I didn't take a cab. I didn't take a train, rather. We took a cab. We took a cab there because we knew that when we going back, she told us that we could not sit. So I took the train home, but we took a cab there. So we took like a $40 or $50 cab. You know, back in those days, I used to throw money in the air. Just throw. When I say throw money, I threw money like I was a drug dealer. You would have thought that I was hustling. The way I spent money, the way I had no value of money, the way I didn't respect money. Whatever I wanted to do, I did. I never thought about dollar amounts. I never thought about the future. I just was moving. You hear me? And I mean that. And if you knew me back in those days, you know. I had Range Rovers, I had Hummers, I had an Escalade. Whatever I wanted, I got, and that's just how I lived. And when I think back, I have a lot of regret, but I know life is a lesson. You learn, you make mistakes, and those lessons make you stronger, and you learn hard lessons. And sometimes those lessons are things that, you know, you have to live with. And now in my age, I'll be 42 this year, and I no longer want to feel insecure about decisions that I made. I made that mistake. I didn't know better. I didn't have a lot of information, and I just went and I did what I did. But anyway, I'm eating my crab legs, y'all. I'm getting too deep. I'm about to cry. So let me just chill for a second and eat my crab legs. Can I have some sauce? Can I have some sauce, please?
I don't know.
1 second. I'm back, y'all. I took a quick little break because I just needed to think about it. Think about what I'm going to say and things like that, because this is my first time speaking about this to anyone that's not my sister. I just recently told my mom after all these years. Nobody I've ever dated have known. It's just been this big cloud that's been hanging over my body. Every time I lay down, my legs go numb. Every single time. Every time. For years now. For about, I'm gonna say 5 years. 5 years I've been experiencing this. So it's been 20 years since I did it. Within the last 5 years, I'm starting to have complications. Not only does my legs go numb, and I'm always tired, I'm always dizzy, I'm always nauseous. On my butt, on my actual butt, the skin is starting to raise. It's not bubbling, it's not thin like it's gonna break, but you can see a raised part of my butt. And I talked to my doctor. I've been talking to her now for a few months about it, and I've made the decision to get it removed. But let's go back to the Bronx, New York. Me being, I might have been 24 or 25, because I think I got my breast done when I was 23. And forgive me for the timelines, because so much has happened in that time. So much time has passed that I can't remember everything. But I remember we took a cab. We got to this house. It was an apartment building. It was a large apartment building. And when we got there, we called her. She told us to call us when we got upstairs. When we got in front of the building, she buzzed us in. We went upstairs. Now, going back and hearing other stories, this is probably the same woman that a lot of celebrities went to. This is the same woman that has ruined a lot of people's lives because we didn't know. We didn't know. So we just did something that we thought was right. Anyway, she has a room in her apartment that is set up like a hospital. The room was set up just like a hospital. Had a hospital bed, had all the supplies. It was completely set up in her apartment like a hospital room. I went first, because I always go first. And we discussed money, and if I can show, I don't have anything to show you, but the vial of silicone was about this big. It was about this tall, but it was a skinny vial, but it was like that tall. But it was skinny, it was not a lot. And I got that and a half. It was $1,800. And she said, I'm just gonna fill in the dent. It's gonna fill in immediately. Don't sit on it. And that's what I did. And I can remember the excruciating pain when she injected my butt. I mean, pain. At that point, I had already had my daughter. I had a couple of wisdom tooth pulled, and that was the most painfulest thing for her to inject that into my body. It's just like, I can just remember how painful it was. And I paid her my money. And I went home, went back home on the train. I never forget, we couldn't sit down. So we were on the train, and we couldn't sit down. We rode all the way back, about an hour ride from the Bronx to Brooklyn, and didn't sit down. And I got home. At that time, I had a live-in boyfriend. I didn't even tell him, but he wasn't stupid. When I got home, I was on my couch, and I couldn't lay on my butt. So I was on my couch with my feet up. He kept on asking, what did you do to your butt? Why are you laying? Why you can't sit down? Why you know? And I was like, I ain't do nothing to my butt. I refused to tell him. And that's what I did. And for a long time, as I gained weight, lost weight, my butt got bigger. My butt got bigger on its own because my family is a thick family. My mom has a huge derriere. So does my sisters. Even on my father's side, the women are very, very thick. But I didn't let my body take its natural course. I wanted to enhance. And I think back how insecure I was. I was so insecure because at 23, I shouldn't have got my breasts done. At 23, I shouldn't have got lipo. I should have waited until now at 40. This is the time when you do those type of things. When you're older and you have finished having children, and then you can, you do that type of stuff. But I'm going to cut right now. I'm going to stop this right now. I don't know how long I've been talking. It's hard for me to talk about this. I want to be more transparent on my page, and that's why I'm speaking about this right now, because I want to bring awareness to people, girls that are younger than me, even older women who want to get injections, that want to get silicone. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Get it done the right way. If you want a large butt, get fat transfer. Go to a board certified doctor. Follow the correct procedures, because you can really hurt yourself. But anyway, guys, I'll speak more about this at another time. I'm going to stop my video here because I'm getting emotional again. Thank you guys for watching.